Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our study along of the World Order of Bahá'u'lláh. I'm going to do it a little differently today and just jump right in because it's such juicy material, so memorizable if you are a Baha'i, so elucidating if you are a Baha'i, and if you're not a Baha'i and you're just curious. Bahá'u'lláh is being quoted, and Shoghi Effendi is writing to us essentially about progressive revelation. And what Baha'is mean by that, in terms of God and their divinely inspired mouthpieces, these manifestations, and the hierarchy, the relationship between God and these manifestations, as well as the relationship between the different manifestations of God. So I'll do my formalities at the end. We're going to jump in. This is paragraph 41 of the Dispensation of Baha'u'lláh, if you are studying along. That Baha'u'lláh should, notwithstanding the overwhelming intensity of his revelation, be regarded as essentially one of these manifestations of God, never to be identified with that invisible reality. The essence of divinity itself is one of the major beliefs of our faith, a belief which should never be obscured and the integrity of which no one of his followers should allow to be compromised. So isn't that interesting? As magnificent as the revelation Baha'u'lláh is, Baha'u'lláh should never be identified with that unknowable essence that is God, that is the Father, to use like a Christian terminology. That's how I understand this. Like, the manifestations are not God. They are the manifestations of God, but not to be confused with that grand, incomprehensible divine essence itself. That's how I understand that. And that as Baha'is, this is like fundamental Baha'i belief, and we should not allow that to be compromised. Nor does the Baha'i revelation, claiming as it does to be the culmination of a prophetic cycle and the fulfillment of the promise of all ages, attempt under any circumstances to invalidate those first and everlasting principles that animate and underlie the religions that have preceded it. Let me just say that again. Nor does the Baha'i revelation, claiming as it does to be the culmination of a prophetic cycle and the fulfillment of the promise of all ages, attempt under any circumstance to invalidate those first and everlasting principles that animate and underlie the religions that have preceded it, that have come before it. The God-given authority vested in each one of them, each one of the revelations that have come before. The God-given authority vested in each one of them, it admits and establishes as its firmest and ultimate basis. Isn't that cool? So the authority of the preceding religions, the Baha'i revelation, admits and establishes as its firmest foundation, basis. It regards them in no other light except as different stages in the eternal history and constant evolution of one religion, divine and indivisible, of which it itself forms but an integral part. Whew, you guys, this is so memorizable. This is so awesome. Okay, so the Baha'i revelation, the Baha'i Faith, the Baha'i view, regards them, preceding religions and divine revelations, in no other light except as different stages in the eternal history and constant evolution of one religion, divine and indivisible, of which it itself forms but an integral part. The Baha'i Faith is an integral part in this constantly evolving one religion. It neither seeks to obscure their divine origin nor to dwarf the admitted magnitude of their colossal achievements. It can countenance no attempt that seeks to distort their features or to stultify the truths which they instill. Its teachings do not deviate a hair's breadth from the verities they enshrine. Nor, wow, that's interesting. So its teachings, the Baha'i Faith's teachings, do not deviate a hair's breadth from the verities the previous religions enshrine. Nor does the weight of its message detract one jot or one title? I'm sorry, Tittle. One title? It's got two T's. It's not like title. Tittle? I don't know. I'm sorry. Its teachings do not deviate a hair's breadth from the verities they enshrine, nor does the weight of its message detract one jot or one tittle from the influence they exert or the loyalty they inspire. Far from aiming at the overthrow of the spiritual foundation of the world's religious systems, its avowed, its unalterable purpose is to widen their basis, to restate their fundamentals, to reconcile their aims, to reinvigorate their life, to demonstrate their oneness, to restore the pristine purity of their teachings, to coordinate their functions, and to assist in the realization of their highest aspirations. Wow. So does the Baha'i Faith, do the Baha'i teachings seek to overthrow the foundations, the foundation of the world's religious systems? No. The avowed purpose, the avowed and unalterable purpose of the Baha'i Faith is to widen their basis, to restate their fundamentals, to restate the fundamentals of previous religions, to reconcile their aims, to restore the pristine purity of their teachings, to coordinate their functions, and to assist in the realization of their highest aspirations. That is the avowed, unalterable purpose of the Baha'i Faith and its relationship to previous revelations. This is so awesome, you guys. These divinely revealed religions, as a close observer has graphically expressed it, and I don't know who this observer was, quote, are doomed not to die, but to be reborn. Does not the child succumb in the youth, and the youth in the man, yet neither child nor youth perishes? Oh, that's really beautiful. So the child gives way to the youth, and the youth gives way to the man, to the adult. But the child never dies, the youth never dies. They are evolving and fulfilling their potential as they move to greater capacities and greater ages. Oh, so interesting, you guys. Well, that was paragraph 41 and 42 of the Revelation of Bahá'u'lláh. Thank you for joining me in this study along. This is a weekly reading, weekly study along of the World Order of Bahá'u'lláh. Its purpose is to deepen, to study, to excavate some of the spiritual solutions to all of the world's problems, and to just really read the texts of the Baha'i Faith and not fall into sort of assumptions or sort of like blog spirituality or even study group spirituality. Like, really read long form what the Baha'i Faith actually has to say about things. And if you're interested in a little bit more information, linked in the description, you'll find all kinds of good stuff. You'll find this document if you want to read it. You'll find a study guide. You will find the playlist for all of the weekly videos of this series leading up to today, as well as the launch video for this project if you're interested in my perspective on this and the who, what, when, where, and why, as well as some more information about the Baha'i Faith in general. Thanks for taking this dive into this content with me. Please remember to like this video, comment. I love to hear your thoughts, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye, you guys.